This week is about embracing imperfections. So I'm doing a set, you can see a little bit behind me, it's in pretty good shape overall. And so I'm trying to embrace some imperfections and just do what I'm gonna call a gentle refinish. It's not a restoration. I am using a wax kit to fill in some veneer areas. But you know, it's a good set. It didn't really need a lot, just needed a little refresh. And so I'm really trying hard not to fix everything, to just simply do a quick flip, get it back into service. It's a great little set. And so that's one of those sets I'm working on this week. Here's the state of my other dresser. I am still working on getting some of the grain fill out, so I'll probably be working on that this afternoon. And I'm in the process of also building a base for it. So I've got some legs here that I started on yesterday. I had to get some more wood, so that's what I'm working on there. You can see the beautiful one that I finished last week. I just have to kind of unbury it, make sure I don't need to make any tweaks before I list it for sale. And then, do you remember the secretary? I'm actually making some progress on it. The legs were pretty messed up, and so I got them off. There were angle irons. Honestly, I don't even know why they were there. They weren't supporting anything, but I'm gonna try to work on getting these secured. These had dowels in them, and that goes on the bottom, but these, this one didn't. And so this one was the one that was just kind of nailed in. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get some dowels, and I'm gonna put dowels in this one and insert it here. And I think that will help it to be more stable. And then I can continue the process of refinishing it. So this is the bottom. I have all of the drawers over here and the top. And then this is the little desk that comes out. Now, someone thought this was leather. It is not leather. I do not know what this is. Someone said maybe, let me see, I'll pull it to the light a little bit. Can you kind of see that? It is not leather. I don't know what it is. So I don't know if I should try to pull this up and restore it or just leave it in the original condition. I don't know. What should I do? I had to go to Home Depot yesterday to pick up some supplies. So this is one of the oil-based polys that I like. This is by Behr, and this is in their matte finish. So Minwax has one I really like, and then I also like this one. Now, I like their water-based matte too. It's really good. And then I got some Varathane Kona, which is a beautiful color. And I really like to use Kona when I'm trying to darken a piece, which I'm trying to do with this Hepplewhite set. So I'm gonna go over some mahogany, and I'm gonna use Kona to go over that. And I think it'll provide a really beautiful tone. We'll see. I'm calling this a gentle refinish. So I'm going to use 180, and I'm just scuffing up the surface enough so that when the gel stain, when I apply it, that I can actually, it has some kind of tooth to hold on to. So if you go too high, it'll just wipe right back off. So they recommend 150 to 180, and so I'm going to do 180 here. The big thing about doing this, if you're going to add some gel stain, you really have to keep your sanding strokes smooth because you can see it underneath your gel stain. So that's a big deal. Using this kit that I got from, you can see it's Picobello, and it has all of these waxes. You heat up the wax and then you just apply it to the surface. And so I'm just going to kind of build it up, and then with this applicator I'm just going to set it, and then I'm going to use it to scrape off the excess. Now it also has like these little ridges areas, and you go over that. That's going to kind of simulate wood grain. And so depending on what you have, you can build it up, you can put different colors in it. So I've only used this is only my second time to use it. So I'm not a pro at this. It's just something I'm trying. You can use like Mohawk's wood epoxy, but I figure I have this on hand. Since I'm doing just a refresh, I thought I wanted to pull it out and see if I could practice again. So I have a little repair here I'm going to do. So I'm going to use these clamps to work on holding it. So we just got a little veneer here. I'm going to glue up. So sometimes this can be an awkward angle. And so this little guy is going to fit right here and hold in that repair. So sometimes you need things for like tiny little areas, and I think these are going to come in really handy. So they extend out to right about 4.5 inches. So if you have a small area that you need to clamp something up, I think these would be super handy. So check them out. Now I'm ready to apply the gel stain. In this case, I'm using Kona. This is the one that I bought from Home Depot. So I'm using a chip brush and I'm going over the entire surface and nice long strokes. Putting it all over the surface with a chip brush. And then I'm going to come back with a lint-free cloth and just wipe off the excess. Now, you can leave some in certain areas. You can kind of get creative with how you apply it. You can see it's not a huge difference. This is just one coat, but it's very red, the mahogany, and this just kind of darkens it and makes it just a little richer. Now I'm ready to make a base for the piece. I'm gonna have to build up the sides a little bit. But I am using a type of angled base that I saw on Flip by Abby. She got it from DIY Wife, and so it's just kind of a modified plan. I've done it one other piece on another dresser, and I really liked it. I made it a little shorter, then I had to bring it out wider, but I think it'll look really good on this piece because of the style of it. And so I bought some red oak from Lowe's, and so I spent a little bit more. I usually get poplar because especially if I don't have a maker's mark, but I went ahead and went with red oak this time. I'm going with 2x2s for the legs, and then I got a 1x4. It's like a really 3.5 inches for the apron. So I'll show you how I'm gonna do it. So if you notice here, this is the front of the dresser, and there is an area here where there's no support. So I want this to be flush here. So I'm going to use, this is the old apron, and so I'm going to cut it down. You can see it's almost flush. I may have to shim it up here because there's a little bit of give, but I'm going to cut this down. And we're going to use this as the support for the base. I know this is not ideal to have it on the box. My next project is building a workshop bench. So that's coming next. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to trim this off. It's really good here, but you can see I kind of dip down here. So I'm going to need to shim this side a little bit. So I have some thinner wood here. I'm going to pop that underneath there. That's actually perfect. So I think that's going to be good. And then I will screw this support down, and that way it'll be secure. So I'll screw there, and through here. Cut that off too. Okay, so there's my support. So to make the angle base, I'm going to keep my wood on the left so I don't get confused. I am using a 2x2 and I'm doing a 10-degree angle, and this is going to be for the bottom of the foot. Now, you can also do a taper. So you can see I'm just kind of eyeballing a taper on it. And so when you set it up, I'm going to do a taper on the inside. So I turn it upside down, line it up with the line that I drew, and I'm just going to cut off a little bit of the interior of the leg. And then what I have to decide is, well, how tall do I want the leg? So I determine I'm going to go with 6 inches. I mark my 6 inches, but before I make my cut, I need to turn it to the opposite 10 degree because I'm going to go with the parallelogram is what I'm doing. I had the 10 degrees on the foot, so I need to make sure I match it with an opposite 10 degrees on the top. And now you can see there is my leg. So I have the top and the bottom at 10 degrees and I have a slight taper. I'm going to do the exact same thing for the other leg. And for the back legs, I'm just going to have them be blocks. Once I have everything cut, I'll sand them down and then I'm ready to measure for the apron. And that's the wood that's going to go between the legs. I'll make my measurements, and this, again, I need to make sure I match the 10 degrees. So I'm going to cut this more like in a trapezoid. So I have a little problem. My taper is showing because my apron is a little bit too long. So I'm either going to have to recut it and have a smaller taper, or I'm going to have to shorten, get a new board for my apron. So that's not quite working. I have to troubleshoot that one. I'm at least going to cut the side aprons. Well, I'm going to have to go get more wood because that didn't quite work. So I'm either going to need a smaller apron or I'm going to have to recut the legs. So you'll just have to tune into the video to see how I end up fixing it. So I'll get there eventually, but today I did a few more staging pictures of the blue dresser. It looks beautiful. I got an olive tree that is going to help with staging, and so I'm loving it. I'm going to list it today. So I know some people always ask for help as far as how I'm supposed to list it. So this is a high-end piece, and I'm going to start at $1,500 and see what I can get. It's an American in Martinsville, great brand, great quality. I like the design, and so we'll see how it sells. I like to always update. I try to update in the community tab or the post tab so that you can know what I sell my pieces for. But my cousin's in town, and so my sister and my other cousin and I, all four of us, we're gonna go out to lunch and get caught up. So I'm gonna end today. That's all for Open Workshop. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.